Ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing tonight? Yeah, that's the enthusiasm I expect. I know, right? In more ways than one. In the literal and the metaphorical sense, it is very chill tonight. But I think. So, I really hope that you guys had a good Valentine's Day. Round of applause who had a pretty good Valentine's Day. Round of applause who had a really good Tuesday yesterday. That's what it is. It's just Tuesday. That's what it is to me. It was just another Tuesday. But I have a weird issue with Valentine's Day, possibly because of the fact that I am a really single person, but that's beside the point. My big problem with Valentine's Day all stems back to when I was in elementary school. When I was in elementary school, you were expected to give everybody a Valentine's Day card to make them feel special, to make them feel loved. And I think that was a pussy move. Because honestly, you need to teach everybody that not everyone is going to like you. In fact, some people are gonna fucking despise you. And so, I think that they should tell kids, give cards to who you want to give cards to. And February 14th will come around, everyone's going to be giving out their cards, giving the candy around. And inevitably there's going to be that one little kid crying at their desk because they didn't get anything. And the teacher can go up to him and console him. Hey, what's wrong, Jimmy? Oh, you didn't get anything for Valentine's Day, I'm so sorry. Have you tried being less of a little bitch? I'm just saying, dude. Nobody's gonna like you if you eat glue and shit on the floor when you're in the 5th grade. Change your shit around, maybe you'll get a card next year. Another thing about Valentine's Day that just makes me really confused are the very passive messages on Valentine's Day candy. They're always like very cutesy little things like, I heart you, be mine. I think they should be a little more realistic. Thanks for putting up with my shit. Thank you for not calling the cops on me after our first date. Or the one that I would give to every friend of mine, thank you for making sure that I'm not dead yet. That should be the biggest selling candy of all time. Thank you for making sure I made it to this year. Because if it was up to us as individuals, none of us would make it to next year. We have to rely on other people to help us through everything. And that's just human nature. So, why can't we just have a day where it's just like, hey, thank you for not letting me die day. That's my holiday. That's the holiday I'm gonna pitch when I finally decide to get my act together. In more ways than one. And the weird thing about it is that my birthday is right before Valentine's Day. So that has been very awkward. It's like, one day, everyone's just like, oh my god, we love you so much. Then it's like, yeah, will you go out with me? Not that much, dude. Get your expectations in order. And as a result of this, I did 2 things on my birthday. The first thing was I got extremely fucking drunk. And I don't know why I have this problem. Every time I drink whiskey, I always think it's gonna taste better than it did the last time. Have you ever heard the old adage that insanity is repeating the same thing multiple times and expecting different results?
Sounds about right.
That's a lie. That is stupidity. Ignorance if we're being generous. Insanity is doing something multiple times because you thought that after the first time, they were the ones who did something wrong.
And we thought it was going to be better.
Because otherwise, if the way we think of it is the definition of insanity, murder trials would be far more interesting. Everyone would plead insanity. I don't know what happened, Your Honor. I thought that stabbing her 40 times in the chest was going to help her. I didn't think it would kill her. I thought it would cure her cancer. And the other thing that I did something for the first time in my life. And as a 23-year-old, there was a bit of shame that came with this. A lot of my friends have made fun of the fact that I've never done this before. And the thing about it was, like, I spent the first part of the night just asking a lot of questions, making sure I was doing everything right, making sure I wasn't stepping outside of my boundaries. Sometimes it led to an awkward situation where I had to think of a quick way to get myself out of a stupid situation I put myself in. But the other person was so very forgiving to me. And we did a little bit of role playing. I got a little bit too into character. And all I have to say is that Dungeons and Dragons is pretty fucking cool. Yeah! I have never played Dungeons and Dragons before until this past Saturday. And oh my god, I almost got us killed. Because I decided that I was gonna be a dick the entire night. And one of the first things I asked the Dungeon Master was, I want to go up to that random drunk that we're just passing by who has no purpose in the story, and I want to challenge him to a staring contest and bet all of the group's money on it. Again, this was my first time playing Dungeons & Dragons. I didn't know that it was up to the modifiers to help you out in that situation and not the Constitution itself. So, we lost all of our money, but luckily, and this is why I fell in love with this fucking game. One of the guys had the ability to turn into a tiger, and he turned into a tiger, scared the guy, and the Dungeon Master said this verbatim. He runs to the nearest law enforcement official and tells him what happened. Once they return and the law enforcement official sees that no tiger is present, he forces the guy to give them their money back. That is a lenient fucking Dungeon Master. And now that I'm 23 years old, I've had to realize certain things about myself. The big thing being that I have a lot of very weird beliefs and principles. Like, one of my weird beliefs is that I believe that smokers are better gamblers than gamblers are. Here's my reasoning. Gamblers, they plan everything out. They say, I'm going to go to the casino, I'm going to do this, I'm going to see if I win any money out of it. As a smoker, you have a 50% chance, 50%, after you ask the question, is this going to be the one that does it for me? Is this going to be the one that turns my lungs into a pile of ash reminiscent of when Jean Grey became the Phoenix? And so, I think that's a much better gambler, because that's a guy who goes into every situation of his life being like, fuck it. I could win, I could lose, I just want to do it. That is what gambling is all about, ladies and gentlemen. Like, going into it and thinking, I could win, I could lose, but fuck it. But fuck it. That was so gay, dude.
It's your uncle. It's a normal one.
Yeah, I know. And the other thing I had to realize about myself, and this is one that, at the moment, I have no problem with it, but later down the line, it might become an issue. I pretty much based all of my life lessons off of role-playing games. Because of the fact, like, there are a few simple things they taught me. Lesson number 1. Never, ever sell a map. Because you are fucked. And I had to learn that early on in my life. Because of some really stupid shit that my friends were into. But I digress. I'll get to that another time. Lesson number 2. If an old man promises that you can be the person who can change the world, you are the savior of everything, you kick that man in the balls and you run away. Because all of your friends are going to die. And that's a normal thing. You don't trust some old fuck with a beard going down to his dick coming up to you. Hey, I can show you how to be the true hero. You want to come with me, kid? That wouldn't work in real life. So yeah, life lesson learned. And the third and final lesson is that sometimes our greatest and our worst moments would be a little better just with the right music. If I had a badass battle theme playing every time that I went up to my boss and had an argument with him, I would be so fucking happy. I think both of us would just kind of forget we were having an argument and just be like, man, that was intense. You up for a beer? Yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. Last thing I want to talk to you guys about tonight, I want to talk to you a little bit about the next 4 years. The next 4 years of Donald Trump are going to be interesting. And my viewpoint of it is that we've been through worse. We'll get through this. We always do. We were able to get through Hoover. We were able to get through fucking Nixon. We can get through this. And it's like they say, some things in life are bad. They can really make you mad. Other things just make you swear and curse. When you're chewing on life's gristle, don't grumble. Give a whistle. And this'll help things turn out for the best. And always look on the bright side of life. Do-do, 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 do-do. Always look on the bright side of life. Do-do, 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 do-do. If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chums. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing. And always look on the bright side of life. Do-do, I can't whistle, do-do, do-do. Always look on the light side of life. Life is quite absurd, and death's the final word. You must always face the curtain with a bow. Forget about your sin. Give the audience a grin. Enjoy it. It's your last chance anyhow. So always look on the bright side of death. Just before you draw your terminal breath. Life's a piece of shit when you look at it. Life's a laugh and just a joke, it's true. You'll see it's all a show, keep them laughing as you go. Just remember that the last laugh is on you. Always look on the bright side of life. 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 Thank you guys so much for joining me. Take it away, guys. I am so thankful for all of you. Let's just keep looking on the bright side of life, and let's just keep going. That's what we do. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Art Zager. All right, on deck, Mr. Steve. Steve's come all the way down here from New Jersey. A very accomplished guitar player. He's gonna do some crazy stuff for us.